So it's time to continue on getting the engine running. We had a problem with my old wiring harness. So there was like a short circuit in there. So that wasn't usable anymore. So this is a new one, or used. So that's something we need to plug in. What else do we need to do? The clutch slave cylinder we need to connect. Of course, all the coolant hoses. What else? The intake manifold, which is there, we need to connect. And while we are doing the coolant hoses, this is the water temperature sensor, where you're gonna connect all the temperature and pressure sensors. So here is the oil pressure sensor, and on the bottom the oil temperature sensor. So we need to put something in a thread so it doesn't leak. So we're gonna make the start of connecting it as well. Also, what we need to do is bleed the brakes or the braking system, because we need the clutch to work. So probably not gonna be all that tonight, but we're gonna start with the wiring and the coolant hoses, and then we'll work our way forward. Here we have the thing that holds the water temperature sensor, and here we have the coolant hose that runs from the thermostat housing to the radiator. So we're gonna cut it here and then put this between there. So all the coolant hoses are connected. So now it's time to move on to the actual wiring. Okay, so what we are gonna do next is check off the car, then bleed the brakes and put the clutch slave cylinder in place. And then there are still this ground we need to do, because there was the bracket here before, so we need to make a ground for this one. And then we need to put the oil in, put water in the radiator. Then we're close to being ready to fire up. So basically everything is connected. The brakes and clutch are bled. The wires are connected. The battery is almost connected. What's left is oil filter, oil, and coolant, and probably a little bit of fuel. So it's almost time. Yeah. So we're almost ready for startup. We got the battery connected. I disconnected the fuel rails, so there's no fuel injecting, and the ignition coils, so we can build oil pressure first before we start it. So I didn't even test if it's gonna crank, so let's crank it first and see how it goes. So I tried to start the engine, but it didn't. There was a problem with the starter, which I found out. I put this ground cable wrong, so I put it on the block and not on the starter itself. So now it's on the starter. We're gonna start it. So yesterday we went until late to get the issue sorted. We got a new starter, and that runs. So we had multiple issues. I put some wires wrong, and then of course the starter wasn't working for some reason, probably, or maybe the wiring wrong, but everything is working now. Thanks for everyone that helped. What we can do now is crank the engine to build oil pressure and then start it up once we've put everything back. So basically everything is tested. So I'm gonna put the wiring in nicely instead of like loosely like this, and then put the intake back on and all that good stuff, crank it until we have enough oil pressure. Then we can fire it up for the first time. So that's the plan. Hij doet het!
Dacht ik echt even.
Oh, ziek. Hij doet het. Yes. Fuck yes. So thank you guys for watching the video. It was a very exciting day in the build, and it's only gonna go faster from here. So next week you're probably gonna see me preparing the car for the first drive, and maybe actually the first drive. We'll see what the episode's gonna look like. But thank you guys for watching the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.